third time on the channel. This is Zach, who has somewhat of a plan of moving back down here. So we'll be doing a shit ton more content whenever that happens. A lot more frequently than me trying to schedule this late night shit. Uh, because I've been telling Zach about 15 more minutes for about a good hour and 5 minutes or so now, but it's all
It gave
good.
me a good amount of time to get nice and stoned for stoned students of horror.
Exactly.
Wanted to make it real.
So I'm on a pretty good level myself now. But that was a good point you were talking about just now, which actually we'll just go ahead and jump into one of the topics then, which would be a movie or show, as you just said, that wasn't necessarily a horror flick, but could very easily be turned into one. And yeah, True Detective, that shit was kind of scary. No, it was very scary, actually, for not being a horror movie.
I feel like I would have liked the second and the third season even more if there was more of that, like, deep woods kind of horror element to it.
Yeah, because it got almost like some like satanic ritual, like torture method type shit. Like, cause even the way they find the chick's body all fucked up, like in the beginning of it already, that already had me like very fucking uneasy because I was like, this is weird. Like, what the hell is that? And why are there horns on their head and shit like that? That was a pretty creepy one. But
I think the other thing about that one is that's like the best Matthew McConaughey performance. I think I was planning on seeing a bunch of movies at this Dollar Theater right over by me this year, and I saw like two, like the last one back in December. Everything's just been shut down.
Yeah, I was about to say, is that because COVID shut it
There's
all
no
down?
movies. There's no movie theaters. They'd never open back up.
Not that anything's even coming out anymore until
I need to see Tenet.
2022.
That's out. That's like
I
the
do
only
too.
thing that's out. I need to go see that. I just haven't gone to see movies.
Yeah. I don't know when the next time I would have time to even go see a movie. I think about buying a ticket.
Is that Kerrville Theater open?
I heard it's back open, but I haven't been over there though. Not in a long time. You know some dude, well, had you left yet? That dude, like, that killed himself in there?
Oh, what the fuck? I didn't hear anything about
Oh
that.
shit, yeah, okay, so I guess you had left. So, like, um, let me, fuck, how did that shit happen? It was fucking weird. Cause I'm at work, cause, oh yeah, that's what happened. So, like, in my hometown too, this was weird. So the same night, the night before, in my hometown, somebody was shot and killed at a Walmart, right? And so, like, the next morning at work, my manager's texting me and they're like, hey, the roads are blocked this morning or whatever the fuck. And I'm like, if that shooting was back in Oklahoma, what the fuck does I have to do with the roads here? And I get on Facebook and apparently there was a fucking shooting. Some dude, I don't know, he was like dating this manager at Walmart or some shit like that. And she dumped him. And then, like, as far as how their relationship was going, I could be telling this wrong because it's been a minute or about a year maybe. But like fucking anyway, she dumped him. He follows her out to the car, shoots her, and then he was also like a janitor at the movie theater. So he kills her, gets in his car, drives to his second job at the theater, and like locks himself in there with the gun and shit. And like the police have like the whole fucking street blocked off, and like it's like a whole fucking negotiation situation at the movie theater for like the whole fucking
It's like a movie
and
at the
then
movie
like
theater, man.
yeah, and then he like
They
killed
just start
himself
filming
inside the
it.
theater and they went in and got him and shit.
Quentin Tarantino's 10th movie.
Standoff at a fucking theater.
And like
But yeah,
like
that
he
was
goes
some
into
weird
the.
shit. I'm surprised nobody or Max didn't tell you about that or nothing
No,
like
I
that.
didn't hear about that.
It was a really weird day.
Did he go into like? You said he locked himself in there. Did he go into a theater?
I think
Like
he
where
went
there's
into an
people watching
actual
a movie?
theater. No,
That's fucked up.
no, it was no, it was like closed.
That's
Like
fucked up.
it was like one of the days that it was closed for some
Oh,
reason.
okay.
Like I don't think people were actually in there though. because it was like early as shit in the morning. You know, this movie theater has like those weird ass times. I don't think they were even open yet. It was super early. Like I had just taken my kid to school and went to work and shit like that. It was real early in the morning. So I don't think anybody got stuck in there or like saw him or nothing like that. Pretty sure people saw him at Walmart because he shot somebody in the parking lot. But um,
That's crazy. No, yeah, I would have definitely heard about that if I was still
that's
there
what
when
I
that
was
happened.
thinking. I was like, how did? Yeah, I figured Max would have called you or some shit. Um, but what were we even talking about? Oh yeah, movies that weren't scary. Dude, Green Room was a pretty good like thriller movie that could have been made scary.
I feel like Green Room is its own category of scary. It's like a realistic scary of like
Like,
this would
what
be a
if that
fucked
shit
up
had been
situation.
like the Green Room
Say that
or some
again?
kind of
Kind of
curse
cut out
they didn't
slightly.
know about? What if like the Green Room was like haunted? Like, a fucked up twist, like on top of everything.
There's like a ghost at the end.
Oh man, some kind of like
Skinhead
ghost.
ghosts.
It'd be Candyman. That'd be like the reverse Candyman story. He was killed by white supremacists in a bar instead of the original story. It's just like the black ghost hunting down white supremacists after dark.
You know what movie I saw randomly on my list yesterday? Bye Bye Man. I thought of watching that with you. I just, man, that movie, I don't know.
Man, when I first watched it, I was really really drunk, and it was like
That
it was like
always.
12:30, and I think we had just told ourselves it was going to be good, and like
Yeah, wasn't that the movie where you're like,
um yeah, because
afterwards,
we had
you know what, I'm
scrolled
kind of,
past it, and I was like, oh,
yeah.
that shit was actually, I was like, that was actually a pretty good movie. Like, let's watch it, and then like 5 minutes into watching, I'm just like, he's never gonna like trust anything else I pick. I was like, this movie is complete
This
shit.
movie shit.
I was like, I must have been like a lot
I
more
feel like it
drunk than I
was.
thought I was, because
I feel like it would be a good drunk watch, just like how Chernobyl Diaries is a good drunk watch.
the concept was good, but then like that's the thing with that company is I think that was Blumhouse, whatever the fuck people said. But I think that was that same company. They're just like real hit or miss. Like, have you seen any of their new ones
I was
like
gonna
Ready
ask
or
you if you
Not
saw
or
those.
The
No,
Hunt?
I feel like those were. I was confused as to which movies they had out this year because they were both really similar. Or
They
they
were
seemed
very
like they could have been
similar
similar. Yeah.
because The Hunt was supposed to come out like a long ass time ago, but I think people were bitching because like they were saying something about it was going to like encourage more like mass shootings or something like that. Something that like to where like it completely got kicked out or people thought I was making a fucking movie up. Because like I saw a trailer real quick and like it wasn't too long after that they had like pushed the date back and they dropped Ready or Not instead, which is the one where she marries into the family where they have to hunt her until like sunrise or whatever the fuck. Yeah, that movie was fun. That was like a real like I don't even know
It
how to
seemed like it
describe.
was like
You can't
tongue in
describe it
cheek.
without spoiling it. Honestly, you can't tell why it's good, but it's fucking. That's probably the best I've seen come out of them. Like as far as like not really scary, but it was like a real good gory movie. Um, I think Oculus is the shit they did that was the first one I saw that actually scared me that they made. But it's not so scary after you watch it the second time
I'm trying
because
to
all the
think of
shit's
what.
like fake or whatever. The
Yeah.
one with the mirror.
Oh, I
Um,
remember Oculus. I was gonna say I'm trying to remember
oh,
what
I
other
thought you
ones
said
we
you're trying to remember
watched.
Oculus.
Yeah, I was trying to remember what other ones we watched so like that I could compare that with because that one was definitely up there. Uh, what else?
That was I watched As Above, So Below last night.
That I feel like that's definitely one of if we were to talk about hidden gems, like that's up there. And I think I shared this opinion with you about it that the steady cam, like the first person shot,
Yeah,
that was cool, but I feel like they limited themselves. And if they had just normal cinematography and then went first person as they went into the tunnels, like that effect
yeah.
would have been
Like
really
the more
like
deeper into the shit they
claustrophobic.
got,
Yeah, and it would have impacted it rather than like you being used to it the whole time already.
Yeah, because that would be a good one for me to be fucked up. But you could just like show that to somebody and just not tell them it's a scary movie because
Yeah.
it just looks
Yeah.
like some National Treasure kind of shit, and then
Okay, Indiana Jones, redhead Nick
fucking
Cage.
Benji, poor Benji, dude, like have him crawling through the bones and shit like that, and he gets stuck and everything, and then he falls through the fucking rope too. He just like fucking he goes through it in that movie. It was pretty bad.
I think my
But
favorite moment is like when she punch or does she kick like the demon thing as she's like running through like the bloody like hallway
oh
with
yeah, that like the
remember that
little
just
knockoff Silent Hill looking
yeah,
little Grim
just like
Reaper
real
thing.
casual, just pop a demon in the face, keep running.
I'm pretty sure she punched it. Yeah,
Yeah.
cause she dropped cause like at first cause every time they come through there it would just be like moaning in a different spot, and like that last time she just came through and just fucking just clocked it.
She learned.
That was just like I remember the whole theater just like cracking the fuck up for that movie.
I didn't see that in theaters. That would have
But
been
you're definitely right though about that the way they filmed that shit. They should have held off on that. Um, and I think the same like because I told you I went back 'cause I had never seen it. Um, the Blair Witch Project, the original one.
I still haven't seen that either. I think I know how
They
that's
do the same thing. That actually holds up. So I kind of watched it to see. I was like, man, was it really all that, or like, did you have to have watched it back then for it to be good? But no, like if you sit down and like you pay the fuck attention to it, it's a really disturbing movie. And then they made I thought it was a reboot, but it was a sequel. I don't think. I mean, it wasn't necessary, but it's a good one to get drunk and watch. It'll actually scare you. But I mean, they do the same thing though. Like it feels like the whole movie's through the camera. Like they could have built up to it, as far as just regular, just filming them, talking about what they were about to go do and things like that. As far as filming I almost said biography, documentary, because that's what they were doing. They were filming the documentary about the Blair Witch. It could have just been like a normal movie up until that point, and then like um, have it like at some point in the movie they go and get cameras and shit and go out there, and then like the shit kind of gets real because they're out there. But they did
Are you
good as
saying
far
you think that'd be good for the first or the second?
for both. Honestly, I think they both should have went about that way. Actually,
I was gonna say
maybe
I think
more,
the first they made like
maybe
super cheap, but like the
maybe
second,
more so the second one because the first one, um,
I don't think they would have been able to get the camera or
I
whatever.
think
It was I think that
no,
was shot for like a really low amount.
yeah, and I think with that one being back in the '90s still, because when you watch it, it's mostly like in black and white. So with that effect already, like the whole movie is kind of has like a dark overtone to it. So I watched this movie recently called what was it? I watched it because I just like I don't know, it looked like something funny to laugh at. It was called Witches in the Woods or Witches of the Woods. I think it was Witches in the Woods. It was like this really terrible, entertaining knockoff of Blair Witch Project, basically. Um, I don't know. I mean, like it was good, but like just so much shit in there could have made it. It could have actually been pretty creepy. Like it had like good potential. I didn't expect it to have any at all. I expected it to be funny because fucking Corbin Blue was in it. So
I feel like that's the first time I've heard someone say Corbin Blue since like
yeah,
2009. I
exactly.
almost
That's why
forgot that was a
I wasn't
person.
expecting much from it, but it got pretty creepy. It
Hey
got pretty
man,
fucked up a
hey,
bit.
put some respect, some respect on Corbin Blue's name, all right? I
You
mean,
look. What else did I write down here for us to talk about? Guilty pleasures. I already know you're gonna talk about fucking. uh, why am I blanking on it? Chernobyl.
Chernobyl. I
Chernobyl.
fucking love that movie. That's such a stupid movie. It's just like what you said about like watching a movie drunk and like loving it. I was drunk in a theater in high school watching Chernobyl Diaries, and I just was
You
cracking
paid
up
money to go
just the
see
whole
that shit.
fucking
That's
time,
crazy.
dude.
That's the shit that's crazy to me.
Oh man, I didn't do that often. That was one of the only times I
Oh
ever did
damn.
that, but that was a good movie to have done it for. When the baby crawls out, I go lost it, dude. I couldn't. Like it was supposed to be a scary moment where this mutant baby like crawls like towards our heroes.
You know what's funny is I had seen that baby crawl thing in some kind of a meme before. So like the setup of it, I knew what was coming, but I was mad that like I had seen it before because it would have been like twice as funny. So I'd have been like, ew, like it wasn't even scary. I was just like, it's fucking gross. Like you just kick it and just be like, the fuck that shit.
Yeah, that's
Like,
what that fucking radioactive baby.
it's
That
like
movie is
something
so
that kid
full
Sid
of
made in Toy Story and shit. That was weird. Like I remember like I don't know, I thought it would be like kind of scary, like but like
it's
it wasn't like at all. I
I
mean
feel like
like the part whenever they look but I
there's
had
just
seen
so
that
many
part in the
dumb
trailer
choices,
though.
so many like questions where it's like why would you do that? Why would that be what you choose to do? Why would you go there to begin with? That's the thing. I feel like I can laugh at a movie if from the beginning like these people are fucking stupid for going to where they're going to.
Exactly.
It's like, all right, let's see what happens.
I mean I feel like that's most of them anyway. Like they're either really scary or you can laugh at them and just be like, why the fuck did any of y'all do any of that? Like why'd y'all make any of those decisions at all? Um Speaking of, I mean, we'll have to record another one about uh, the classics. Because, I mean, uh, which
This guy.
series was it? Which
I
one
feel
was
like we
it?
should have one solely dedicated to The Shining. Because I feel like
That
that
one, too.
would be
Friday the 13th, that's what it was. There's just so many minutes when it's just like minutes, so many moments where it's just like, why? And it's just like, who's writing this? Because, like, you got to think about this out loud, and it's just like a whole bunch of just no. It's just like why? Like why would you do that? Like
I feel
like
like that's a key element to slasher movies. Like there was horror movies before slasher movies, but like just fundamentally dumb decisions have to be a
yes,
part of a movie for it to be like a slasher movie.
no
And
fucking. I
do
think
you
they
ever
actually
remember
made like
watching
three
like
of
this
them, but I didn't.
sci-fi movie marathons? Doesn't say that sounds like something that would have been on one of those sci-fi
Cause that's what my aunt used to
marathons and
always
they're just
watch.
so
Like
shitty.
she would just her TV would just constantly be on sci-fi. Like they were
I
so
liked how
shit.
shitty they were though. Like it was like
It was
something about it.
respectable shitty. It was
Yeah.
like almost like a horror version of like a feel good movie.
Yeah, like a Hallmark
Like
movie.
the
Like take Hallmark movies and just fuck them up. Just instead
it
of
was like
cancer, it's just aliens.
it was
That's
like the
the
shitty
twist.
quality just took away the horror from it and just made it like a real laughable
Campy.
feel good movie. Yeah.
I'm thinking of this like
But
Sasquatch Yeti Abominable Snowman one. I don't know how I'd find it. I'd try and search just like sci-fi Yeti movie. But, like they were up in a cabin.
Yeti movie.
It was like a really like
It's probably just called like
gruesome Yeti that like would
Snowman.
eat people. Yeah, snowman.
It's probably sci-fi abominables. Just like autocorrect just finished that for me. Was it from 2013?
That sounds like it was
A,
too
a two
recent.
point a 2.9
But
out of
that
10.
rating sounds like it could be right. Let me
Oh,
see.
2013, 20. Oh, maybe it's just called Abominable. Let me see.
Oh no. I think I found it. 10 original sci-fi horror movies that actually aren't awful.
That actually aren't awful.
Yeah. Because I remember being kind of like, oh shit, Abominable. October 3rd, 2006. This guy.
They just found it on IMDb. Yeah.
This fucking guy.
Is this dude like? Is there one of the guys like in a wheelchair?
I don't remember it. Yeah.
Because this looks familiar, actually. That I'm looking around. I remember like at some point he's in his wheelchair, but like I think he's trying to like unlock the door so some girl can get in that's being like attacked or whatever the hell, but like he can't. I don't know. I might
That
watch
sounds
this
familiar.
though. This shit looks about my speed. Honestly, this shit looks fucking terrible.
Yeah, I feel like that's a good drunk watch. Just remembering what I remember from it. Like
Oh
I want to
fuck.
get like
That's funny.
drunk for that
Where's
one.
my shit? Abominable. 2006.
You ever see The Gray?
The Liam Neeson one with the wolves. Actually, I
Yeah,
haven't.
really. I was gonna say on this same
I just
website.
wasn't
It
sure how good like of a
was
villain
good.
wolves could be. I just
It
didn't get it.
was
I was kind of like, I don't know,
yeah, it
man.
was weird. The entire movie was Liam
And then
Neeson
Liam
fighting wolves.
Neeson too, just I can kill wolves now. Like I don't get it. Like he's got that new movie coming out
Wolves
too,
hate my family. Yep.
right? I was like, don't tell me he has a daughter secretly in this movie too. I don't know. He's got that new one coming out called like An Honest Thief or something like that,
I
where
think
he's
I
like,
remember vaguely remember seeing trailers for new
it
Liam Neeson movie, but
actually
it's
looks
been so
pretty good.
long. I'm gonna look it up.
I'm glad it's not like a Taken 4, but
Taken. Say 8 can. Taken 8.
should make Taken into a horror movie, like a Taken Constantine crossover.
Zombies.
Zombies.
His daughter is trapped behind zombie lines. What was I looking up? Oh, Liam Neeson movie. I was rewatching The Phantom Menace
Sasquatch.
recently. I feel like he's the best thing about The Phantom Menace.
Bloody murder.
I feel like Star Wars could have like a good horror movie. Like there could be like good like creature horror elements to like a Star Wars movie
Oh yeah,
if it was
Star
done
Wars
right.
make like perfect creature feature films. They have like good potential for that kind of shit. Creature feature do like Tremors, Tremors of Star Wars. like
Dune. Disappointed Dune's pushed back a year.
oh yeah, well man, everything's pushed back for like 5 years. Everything is. No more movies.
Or movies. Or just all movies online.
Well, I was going to say Voodoo. I was trying to, what the fuck was I going to say? Voodoo, though, like as soon as this COVID shit happened, they started getting everything that was in theaters. It's just like they get you because you can only buy it for the first like month or so. Like for a long ass time, you can't rent it. Like you can only buy it, and it's like 13 to like $19,
Makes
which is,
sense.
I mean, it's not bad though. I mean, but if you don't like it, you're just stuck with the fucking movie.
Did you see The King of Staten Island?
No, but that one looked interesting actually.
Yeah, it was the same deal though. I didn't want to pay $20 for it at the time. I was like, this looks interesting, but the $20 interesting? No.
Probably
Sorry, Pete.
not.
Sorry, Pete Davidson. I don't know. It might be good. That would have been one of those movies I went to the dollar theater to see. Definitely would have been a dollar theater movie.
So I really might watch that Abominable like soon. That shit looks.
Honestly, man,
looks
it's pretty underrated. Like, wasn't on that list of sci-fi movies that don't actually suck for no reason.
creature features are good to get into though. Like they're really easy to get into.
Yeah, yeah. Speaking of free movies on YouTube, I'm on Reddit, the movie subreddit, and
Hmm.
Donnie Darko is watchable for free on YouTube.
No,
I
that's
think
another
although
one that
that
I've
might
never
be
seen.
on
It's a
Netflix right
big
now,
deal and all,
anyways.
right?
You've never seen that one?
Mm.
Damn, man. That's one of those ones where I feel like I don't know. It's a necessity to see that movie at some point.
I liked
That's a
him
good that's a good
in
mushrooms movie.
Nightcrawler. I don't know about all of that. I might watch it sober first. God
Yeah, I don't
damn,
know
yeah, that
if
shit looks
I don't know
dark.
if it'd be good. I don't know if it'd be good the first time on mushrooms at least.
Shit looks dark. Maybe on like a grand. Just kind of
There's
like
like
sit back and chill and watch it.
there's like a director's cut where I feel like if you were to do mushrooms, probably
Yeah,
probably that one because that's like the longest one.
people fucking yawning. But no, Donnie Darko. When I tell people about Nightcrawler, they bring up Donnie Darko a lot. As far as another one where I guess he like slowly like loses his mind or whatever the fuck. Because in Nightcrawler, he's like fucking psychopath. Plays a real good, like, creepy motherfucker.
I'm gonna add that to my list because I've not seen that one.
Oh, Nightcrawler?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
I watched Fargo for the first time the other day.
So fucking old. The movie, right? Or the show?
The movie.
I
Fargo.
haven't seen that movie yet. Was it good?
I I don't even know how to describe why it's good, but yeah, it's good. It's
Okay,
weird.
so then you like the show then, because I mean that's about how you can describe the show. It's really fucking good.
It's a weird
But
mix
I've
of
never seen the
comedy and
movie,
like
so
trying.
that's exactly how it is. It's like a real dark comedy, but it's just like the people in it are so awkward.
Yeah,
It's
just
weird. Like
the whole
it's real
Midwest,
weird.
Minnesota
Shit,
nice.
man. I'm getting old.
Minnesota nice.
Speaking of like sci-fi creature features, though, there's this one. It's also one of my guilty pleasure list too. It's called Mega Snake.
Yo, what's that one about?
Mega Snake, man. 2007, I want to say. There's like this dude, this family or whatever. Their religion like worships snakes or whatever the hell, and like this kid, he sees his dad get bit by one. I quit fucking yawning. Seen his dad gets bit by one during a church service one day, and he dies and shit. So he just like becomes deathly afraid of snakes. And I want to say his family is like caught up in like showing them or something. Like they do something with them still. Um, but there's this one, and it's another one. Like you can't feel sorry for him because it's just like, why would you do it? Like they go there, and it's just like this Native American shop, and like he's in there to buy some snakes, and this dude is telling him about this one, the most dangerous one, right? He like lets him know that, and it has all these like gremlin type rules to it, like don't let it do this, don't feed it this, don't do that, and shit. And he's like, ooh, I want this one, and the dude's like, no, like it's not for sale because it has to be kept like this. So he steals it, doesn't know how to take care of it, steals it, takes it home, and yeah, so just all hell breaks loose from there, and like the thing just grows, like from the first time, like I think his brother came over and they were looking at it together, and he drops it out of the glass jar. And like as soon as he drops it, it grows like 3 times in size already. And like yeah, like it's just fucking it just gets huge like throughout the
Sci-fi
movie. It's
movies,
just
man.
like this big fucking that's like my
Sci-
favorite sci-fi movie between that one and Pterodactyls. It's Pterodactyls. I don't even know like how anyone in that movie ended up anywhere they were. It was like some, I don't know if they were like special forces or SWAT, but they had somebody they were taking to trial, and they ended up in the jungle with him somehow, and then like pterodactyl eggs hatch, and it just like
It happens. That sort of thing happens.
it's terrible. They don't got nothing on that mega snake though, man. That mega snake.
Have you seen Rattlesnake on Netflix? It's more of like a ghost movie than like a snake.
No, but is that the one where the chick's her daughter almost dies and the weird culty people find her in the desert? And no, I've been wanting to check that out though.
Yeah. Yeah, I
When
think
they're
you might
like,
like
they
that one.
tell her like she has to kill somebody before dark or some shit like that. Or yeah,
Yep.
it looked like it'll make you real uneasy at times, possibly.
Yeah. I'm looking at horror on Netflix and Splice.
It's not that great, man. I'm not watching that fucking movie. I
Splice.
refuse. I refuse to. I remember when it first came out
That's
back
why
in high
it's fucked
school.
up, man.
Like all the
I
fucked up
saw it with
shit
my
was like,
dad, man.
oh,
It's a weird movie to watch with a parent.
that's a weird movie to watch. That's got to be a weird movie to watch.
It was
Just
weird.
from the shit alone that was spoiled to me, I will probably never like. There's just nothing in my brain housing group that is like, I gotta see it. I want to see it. You
I
know,
think that's
it's
exactly
like
why you have to.
it's like
That's a
I
movie.
think
That's a
I
movie
think
that
I'll
if it makes
get
you that
all of
uncomfortable,
it.
you gotta, as a horror movie fan, you gotta watch it. If it makes you that uncomfortable.
I think this as a human being, if shit makes me that uncomfortable, then
I don't think I've
I'm
seen it
good on
twice.
it.
I think I saw it. I think I saw it once, and that was it.
Exactly.
I'll be all right.
Exactly.
Gotcha. You ever seen Life? The
Yes.
Alien
Yeah.
Station, Ryan Reynolds. Who
I
else?
think you and Max actually showed me that one. Yeah.
It's a good
That's a
movie.
scary one because that thing survives.
That thing is fucking.
It doesn't necessarily die. Like at the end, they don't they
Oh
don't
yeah, no.
necessarily win.
The end of the world. Oh yeah, that's like spoilers. That's the end for everybody.
Oh, they'll be okay. It's fine. We're just starting out. It's people that know me. They can just message me and cuss me out about it. I'll be okay. Nothing new.
Like, that movie came out in 2017. Spoilers. I feel like you get a 2-year window.
Was it only 2017 when that came out?
I remember seeing it in March 2017.
Damn.
So it might have been late 2016 because I think I saw it at the Dollar Theater.
You know what? No, that does sound about right. Because I remember, like, because it didn't, like, get advertised big. At least I didn't see it advertised big. I saw it real, like, low key, like, on an Instagram ad or something like that.
Sounds about right.
No, that was a creepy one. R.I.P. Ryan Reynolds. Yeah, 2017.
Yeah, that
was something.
had some unique and very fucked up death scenes.
It was creepy just how smart that fucking thing was. Very strange.
Powerless. They can do shit.
Mm-mm. Man, let me see. I just caught my second win. What's a few movies that you would like show people for their first scary movie? That you wouldn't want to scare them away from the shit.
Maybe something like Disturbia. That's what comes to mind.
Yeah, because that movie was tense as fuck. I mean, like,
That's based off of
being like,
Hitchcock too, so that's like a good.
being like a horror movie. There's lots of shit that'll make you jump still because it's just like, holy fuck.
Shia LaBeouf.
I wasn't expecting that shit to escalate so fast. Like I thought there would be like a good little while of him toying with them, but it was like no, like he knew that they knew like immediately, and I was just kind of like, what the fuck? So like, what the fuck is the movie about? I was like, that's it already.
Yeah, I was surprised. I remember being surprised when they killed the cop.
Yeah.
Like that was like, oh shit, like, this dude's.
And I think that was like one of the tensest moments too was whenever they told that cop that there was like that body in the trunk of his car or whatever the fuck, and he had swapped it out for that deer already. So I was like, so he knew that they knew. I remember not watching that back in the day. I watched that in trying to pop my knee. 2016, I want to say, when I saw that one. 2015, 2016. Yeah, I saw it late. It was good.
Yeah, that's good because then that's not just like I saw it when I was young, so I liked it effect. So I saw that around the time it came out, and I was like 07. And then there's like movies where you look back on it, and it's like,
damn, so I saw that. I didn't realize it was that long ago. I was thinking like maybe high school, but no, that was way. Yeah, it was like 7th grade.
Yeah, I feel like it was just good enough to where, like, you can really tell when it was made. Because I feel like it's only bad movies where you can really tell, like, oh, this is like an 80s movie. Or like,
yeah.
It's like, it's just so stereotypical.
Any slasher movie at all.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I was watching...
Jason 6, Jason Goes to Hell, or whatever.
There's so many, that I still haven't seen, like, the extra ones, like Jason Goes to Hell and Jason... I feel like they'd be good, like, funny watches. Like, I need to get them off my list. But I've been waiting to start this channel and shit, too, to kind of, like, give, like, a review of, like, the first time seeing some of that shit. Because I got some pretty good shit on there. Well, people say it's good. I don't know. I'll have to watch them all and see. But, yeah, I got a pretty long list of, like, shit that could get my nerd card revoked. You know. A lot of shit on there. But shit, what was that one that you had just said?
Rattlesnake,
Oh no, you said Disturbia.
Disturbia.
Yeah, I would
Interesting
say
for suggestions.
if they're ballsy enough, I'll say Oculus is a good one to start because it's not really scary as much as it's like it's real more like mind fucky. Bye bye man.
Bye bye, man. Chernobyl Diaries.
Oh shit.
This is the peak.
Final
It's gotten better.
Destination.
Dude, those movies fuck with me. That's one of the rare like horror series that's like fuck.
They're so good, dude. I watch them like year round. I'm like addicted to them. I don't know what's wrong with me. That was just one of my favorite ones from back in the day. I used to watch with my aunt. The third one specifically, I think, was really good. The roller coaster one.
Yeah, I
That
was
one
gonna say
fucked
the
me
roller
up.
coaster one.
I think that one, as far as like a good story and everything connecting at the end, and like that was the one that I think had the best plot twist as far as when you think the shit's over and you think they beat it the first. Because like the first time, like in the first movie, you can already tell when the dude's figuring it out, and it's like, okay, so it's going to be the asshole that's left. He's gonna fucking die. But I mean, like in the third one, I did not see that coming. I don't know how refreshed you are on them,
I
but
think I remember. I remember the subway scene at the very end.
yeah, that's what it
That
was.
they thought they were
The
safe.
subway scene is that was the one that I think was the coolest, like little outro to the movie as far as keeping it. Something about trains in a horror movie that was just like the right way to go with that shit. And then also with it being so dark in the subway when it flashes and everything too. So it was kind of just like weird, but you didn't know why it was weird yet necessarily. And then the old man walking around playing that song on the guitar, and then you recognize that was a song that they heard in the beginning when everything started going to shit. So um, I think that one was really fucking good.
I think the weights, one where the weights swing down and crush the dude's head,
Yeah, that's
and
the
the nail
third.
gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, the nail gun. Those two deaths in that one are like the most like
Speaking of, so the people
damn.
that couple that died from the nail gun and the chick, I think they were part of my favorite things about that movie. They were just
Yeah.
so like every horror flick back then had that edgy like goth couple or
Pop punk.
dude chick or whatever
My
that was
Chemical
just like super
Romance.
sarcastic. Yeah, we're gonna die for sure. Whatever. Oh my god, the shit you said
That's
was
the
gonna
one
happen
with
is really
the
happening. Like no.
that's the one with the tanning beds too, right?
Yeah, three had a
I
lot of the
forgot
good,
about that,
like a
man.
lot of the good
That was
deaths in it.
awful. That's awful.
Oh fuck! You don't have fucking Facebook. I a while ago with our neighbor, he moved in here after you had left. But Daniel, me and him, I picked up this collection of Final Destination. It was like the first three in the collection or whatever the fuck. So I picked it up, and the third movie has this thing because they do everything. They do like there's a scene in the third movie where they do like a coin toss, but they kind of keep that in all the movies if you pay attention to them. But so it's like I think it was called the Choose Your Fate edition. I didn't know I had picked that up, and I was like, "What the fuck?" So like anytime like a scene comes up when someone's about to die, you'll get to like flip a coin and choose heads or tails, and you can kind of like see. You'll kind of like choose like an alternate death, or they won't die, or you kind of like choose who's going to die or whatever. It's like made it really fun to watch because like
I always like that about books that had
I
that.
think they
That
should
looks
have
cool.
used man they should have used some of the alternate deaths though in three would have been a lot a lot more interesting like because like you know how the tanning bed is like well you know I'll just let you should just check those out one day just the alternate deaths they're probably on YouTube I didn't know that they had alternate deaths I bet they all do
There's alternate tanning death. I feel like
yeah
that looks the same now. Unless it's like the details of it that are different. I don't know. I feel like I don't even want to rewatch the alternate tanning death. I'll look it up. It's look at a different one. That's the worst.
Yeah, we didn't make it through the. It was like already. It was like this time. It was like almost 1 o'clock in the morning already and stuff. We didn't make it through the whole thing, but um, Cause like the first time we did one, like we chose them not to get on the roller coaster or whatever the fuck, and like only two people died. Someone's like banging around out there. Like only like two people died, and like it just cut to the credits or whatever. we like beat the we beat death to
That's
like in
it.
the
That's
first
the
scene,
lesson of
and
this
that was
movie.
like the
Don't go on roller
movie.
coasters.
And I was like, man, turn this shit off. I was like, I don't want to end the movie every time I choose the right choice. It's gonna be fucking annoying. But it was like it didn't show the whole credits. It played for a second, and it was like, choose this coin to see what would have happened. So like you got to go back and watch the whole thing still. So it didn't get to be like annoying like I thought it was going to be at first. But um, it was pretty cool.
So I'm rewatching the alternate Frankie death for Final Destination 3.
Mm-hmm.
It's about to go down. But the radio dial changing made me think of Room 1408. Did you ever see that one? The
I
John
saw that one late
Cusack
too. I
death.
saw that one in like
Ooh,
2018, I think, when I saw that finally.
that one fucked with me. That one's scary. That one, just the feeling of like being trapped in like an extra like dimensional haunted space is like you can't do anything. Like you're fucked.
Actually, yeah, that was like 2017 when I saw that because I had just gotten out and we went and got my medicinal card and shit like that. So we were just like, um, whenever you watch the channel or whatever, I forget you don't have Facebook. I got to like Snapchat you the links and shit. But me and the guy I did the last interview with, once we got out, we were just like, just smoked a bunch of weed and watched a shit ton of scary movies, just like having marathons all day and shit like that. So that was one that we watched that because Cheyenne was with us and she doesn't like really watch scary movies, but she said that she had seen 1408 before, so we kind of watched that one because I'd never seen it, and yeah, that was trippy. Like shit like that's pretty good because you never really know what was actually real and what wasn't. Like it's almost like in a sense they like kind of leave it up to you to like decipher it to be whatever the fuck you want it to mean. Which I kind of hate that in movies. But I mean, I've only seen it the one time. I'm pretty sure there was an
Do you
actual
remember
like
the ending? Do
meaning to this shit.
you remember how that ended? Like the
Very,
last.
very slightly, with him ripping up all that shit in the. Where was that?
Do you want to rewatch it soon? Because if you don't remember, probably be cool to
Mm-mm-mm.
rewatch it. Because there's like the very last scene. Um, there's a
You just go ahead and
conversation.
say it because I feel like I'm. Well, okay, I actually don't. 'Cause I don't remember the conversation. I was remembering something totally different.
Because you remember how he's a skeptic, right? He doesn't like
Yeah.
believe. All right. So there's like something at the very end that has to do with like proof of ghosts, basically. So like, that's one of those ones where, like what you were saying about how they kind of leave it up to your interpretation.
Yeah.
I think with that ending, like I remember that ending, like being like it was all real, basically.
Yeah, I'll probably go back and do that one soon so we can like revisit this shit here. Cause so far I'm definitely gonna watch Abominable. I'll probably watch that one once we get off here, honestly, and stay up a bit. Watch that shit. That looks like I need that laugh before I go to sleep after fucking work and shit. So like I'll probably run that before I go to bed. Because I'm
Trying to
pretty
remember some
sure,
other good sci-fi movies.
man, Mega Snake, man. Oh man, and of course, it's all myth, legend, and all this. The only way to kill it is, to take out its heart and shit like that. And of course, they got to find a way to get the heart out of this giant snake that is like as big as a fucking highway at this point. Like the thing is just massive. It's ridiculous. And it's got that corny, like, how in sci-fi they always show in the creature features, they always show them like first person view with like that hazy, like almost like
Yeah, like they're
rainbow
from their
color
eyes.
effect. Yeah, it's like night
Yeah.
vision, but it's like rainbow. Like anytime it has those, it's good.
Yeah, that's a classic camera angle, first person from the creature's point of view. I mean, that's what Jaws does, right? Makes
That's
you
some
feel
really
like you're
good
watching from the shark's
sci-fi
point of
flick.
view.
Yeah, yeah. Speaking of Jaws, did you ever watch Deep Blue Sea?
Yeah, that
That
one's
shit's good. That's good every time though. R.I.P. Samuel Jackson.
yeah. The death I think of in that one is when like they're in the tube basically, and the water's going up, and the one
Yeah.
guy's trying to pull his girlfriend up before like the sharks get up the tunnel. He doesn't. That and
Yeah, I
LL
remember
Cool
like
J.
I actually went back and watched that one because I was channel surfing in my cousin's house. And the scene that I popped up on was when Samuel Jackson was standing near the edge yelling at everybody and the shark comes out and snatches him. And that was like the first part of that movie I'd seen and I was like, what the fuck is this? So like I went back later on and found it and watched it. And yeah, that was a good one. I want to say I watched it on VHS, if I'm remembering that
That
correctly.
sounds right. That sounds right.
How long ago? That was pretty
Sounds like a
old. Like, yeah,
VHS
that's
movie.
been some time. LL Cool J survives too, right?
Hmm.
Yeah. LL Cool J and Ice Cube, the first black men to survive a horror movie.
For real. I was just
No,
thinking of
they
what was
didn't
that?
make it out of Friday the 13th. They didn't make it out, man.
Yeah, they didn't even make it out of what's it called?
How
Scary
old
Movie,
is that
right?
shit?
Isn't it Scary Movie where it's
Oh,
the house
Shorty,
party?
yeah.
Like the token black guy bumps into the other token black guy.
And he
And
shoots
they're like,
him in,
oh, this is awkward, man.
what year did it say? 1999. Yeah, that was definitely on VHS still.
DVD, VHS.
Oh, man.
I was just thinking
Yeah,
of
that was a good one, though.
Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. That one's pretty good for being PG.
They could have made it so much scarier, though.
I
I
don't know,
still
man.
feel like I liked it. I liked
Scarecrow and that big
I was gonna
fat
say the
flame
scarecrow was the
puffy
one that got me. That bitch, she wasn't
marshmallow
that
lady.
scary to me. So that was
Dude,
just
that
kind
just not being able to run from it, no matter where you go. That whole idea
of.
of
I
like
think the
being
shit that
trapped in a
got me was
space.
the spiders. The spiders got me because like in the trailer, I forget what I thought that was because like she had a pimple with like
Oh
a hair
yeah,
on it. Yeah, so I thought it was going to be she had something gross shit on her face, and then you watch the movie, and it was like all those spiders just like come pouring out of her fucking face and shit. And I was like in Crawl whenever she's like trying to escape through that basement and all the spiders come. I was like, what the fuck is on her face? Because I was like,
man, I
cause I was
forgot
kind of
about Crawl.
too for that one. Yeah,
Crawl's
and all those
Crawl's
spiders.
pretty good.
I showed it to her recently, and we watched most of it. I forgot they were just like taking people's heads off and shit in that movie too. 47 meters. Was it 47 meters down or 47 meters? Yeah, 47 meters down. Surprisingly good shark movie. I didn't expect much from it, but I liked it. I didn't finish the second one. I kind of started it. It's one of those I didn't feel necessarily like I needed to finish it, but I will one day. They were okay.
What's the shark movie where they get stranded off the boat because they don't drop a ladder in? You know what I'm talking about? It's just like the based on a real story shark movie. It's like a couple that was scuba diving and they like strand themselves off their own boat and they like just eventually get eaten by sharks or something.
What the fuck? Don't
Yeah.
remember that.
Also, you ever hear about how I think it was a USS
I don't know what
Indianapolis?
the hell that was.
Yeah, I think that was like a mid 2000s one. But like the real life World War II shark attack event, where like one of the Navy's boats was sank, and sharks just started like picking off the survivors in the water.
I didn't
There
hear
was like a
about that
lot of
either.
them. Yeah, USS Indianapolis. There might be a movie about it. But that would be a fucked up shark movie. Actually, now that I'm saying that, I feel like there is a movie about it.
I don't know, but I'll put that down to look into also. No, but I'll start putting together some more notes and stuff after I get down and finish. I'll definitely rewatch them. Well, like I said, I'm definitely watch Abominable next, but I'm gonna redo that 1408 because it's kind of bothering me now that I can't remember that that ending. And with you saying with it being a conversation, I remember slightly being kind of like, oh, what the fuck? But like, I can't remember exactly what it was, and that was pissing me off. So
Yeah, yeah. I'm
I have
glad
to
I didn't
check
say
that out
anything because
too.
that's cool to be able to rewatch that and get that.
Almost like that Shutter
Like,
Island effect.
yeah, Shutter Island's another good one.
They did good at hiding that shit throughout the whole movie because I was kind of like, oh, wait, what the fuck is going on? But yeah,
I
that shit
think
was cool.
I was convinced he was still being tricked the first time I saw it. And I realized that I think he actually is kind of crazy.
Yeah, I thought he was like stuck there
It's a good Mark Ruffalo performance. The trusty partner
before he
is
was the
actually not
Hulk.
on your side.
He played. There was some movie he was in where he was like a mob enforcer or something like that. It was really good, surprisingly.
I think that rings a bell. Can't remember what it's called though.
I can't either. It was like it was two of them though. It was him and Ethan Hawke, maybe. Or no, fuck. It was something about like Robin, like Robin. I don't know if it was a bank or an armored truck or something, but damn.
I'm pretty sure. Did he have like tattoos or fake tattoos or something?
I don't remember if he had tattoos necessarily.
I think I know which one you're talking about though.
Damn. Maybe if I spell enforcer right, that might help a fuck ton. Damn. I don't know. It'll come back to me. But I think he was like not an enforcer, but he was like a collector of sorts, like for I want to say for the mob or something like that. But anyway, he did like a lot of jail time and shit like that. And I'll just never forget Mark Ruffalo. He did so good as like a hard ass. But there was like this scene where he just gets out of jail for I forget how long he was in there for, but he sees his girl for the first time, and they go to fuck or whatever, and it was just like he just looked so old, like like he wasn't his character no more. It was like I was just watching Mark Ruffalo, like
You
not knowing
felt
where he was
awkward.
at. It made me feel very weird. Like I was like I should cover my eyes or something. It was the most respectful like handling of a woman on screen ever. He was just like he was trying to defuse a bomb or something. Like he didn't know what to do. It just looked real awkward.
Just cracking
other
the
than
safe.
that, other than that, great movie. But fuck, I think we talked about everything I had on here for tonight, and it's like 1 o'clock in the morning. I still gotta, I don't know, play some UFC or watch
You gotta
Abominable.
watch Abominable. Yeah, that's what you gotta do.
I want to go ahead and say that about wraps up this episode. I think at this point I'm like deliriously trying to stretch this out, but I think we've reached the peak.
I think we have a
I'll be
good
dozing
list.
off here soon. But yeah, I
Good
got
list.
some shit I need to catch up on, and we can call that as the next ones we do. Like a brief recap on the 1408 ending, uh, Abominable, and then so we'll like recap on those, and then I guess jump into whichever series. Probably the 13th or Nightmare on Elm Street, one of those.
Probably Nightmare on Elm Street. I feel like I've watched those last, but I know that they're better.
Hell yeah, they're definitely better. I mean, Friday the 13th. I mean, Jason is like. I mean, it's definitely more Halloween vibes, just cliche running through the woods and bullshit. But I think the whole concept of Nightmare on Elm Street is pretty dope. Um, I mean, sleep is a fucked up thing to take away from somebody as a fucking weapon.
For real. Yeah.
Shit's fucked up.
Like there's nowhere to go.
So that shit's scary in itself. But yeah, I think that's where we'll pick this shit up though.